Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Teams. In this module, I want to show you how you can activate breakout rooms and the Q&A app. So I'm going to double click on a weekend date and create myself a training event. So this will be Excel training, and I will just add a couple of participants, 4 participants. I'll just add these people here, these users. It's just a random training names, 4 different people. So we've got 4 people and then myself. You basically send that invite, they'll get an email, but while that email is going, you can go back into that meeting, open it up, and then you'll have the Breakout Rooms app. Now this doesn't appear if you're using Teams Online. So in there, you can set up who's going to go into what room, and you can rename the rooms as well. So click on create. You've got options here to select different quantities of rooms. I'm just going to select 2 rooms, add, and then you get the 2 rooms. At the top of each room you've got an ellipse where you can rename. So I'll rename this one Excel level 1. They can discuss that, and then this other one can be Excel level 2, like so. And then once you've renamed them, you can assign people to each room. So if I click on assign, you've got this option for the computer to do it, or you can do it manually, which I'm going to do. Next. So I've got, let's put that person. You don't normally have one person in a room by themselves, but let's say that person and these 2 are going to be in level 2. They can argue amongst themselves, and then I'll save that. So those are the allocations for those rooms. Now when you join the meeting, if I just join the meeting, still waiting for people to respond, so there's nobody responded just yet. So if I just go like that, what you have is up here you've got rooms. If I click on that, you can see those 2 rooms, and if I open the rooms, they will open, but there's nobody going to be in the room. You can actually look at what is in each room. It's telling me who's going to be in the rooms, but they've not actually joined yet, but that's how that would work. So once you open a room, everybody, all of these users, when they join this meeting, will be in this area. As soon as you open the rooms, they will disappear from this area and appear in here. Now, you've got the option as the owner or the creator of this meeting to give an announcement into these rooms, which would tell people, for example, that you've only got 1 more minute, and then I'm going to close the rooms. So I'll just cancel that for a minute, because once I close these rooms, all of these people would reappear in this area. Now you can actually go into one of these rooms if you so wish. If you click on this ellipse, you can say join, and then you will go into that room with those other people. You get this box coming up. It's just connected into that room, still waiting for people to join. So you're listening to what they're saying. You can leave that room and go into another room by doing exactly the same. You're still in the meeting, you're just leaving the rooms, and then you might want to go and see what this person's done. It's totally up to you how you work that. But at the end of it all, you close the rooms, and that's the end of the meeting. So what you can do now is you don't really want to click on leave if you're the owner, because these people could still chat away. You should just end the meeting from this option there, and then end the meeting, and then that meeting has ended. Now if I go back to the calendar and just go back into that, If you want the Q&A app to be available, what you have to do in the meeting is go to Options, and then down this left-hand side to Participation, and then you have the Q&A features here, and then you tick that on, click Apply, and then when you join the meeting, so you do this at the same time as you do in the breakout rooms. When you join the meeting, you will have that app on the top. You'll see it in a second. There she goes, Q&A. This allows you to create a post. The Q&A app is more useful when you've got a large audience and you can moderate it and things like that. But you can just ask a question. How long does this go on? You post the question, but before you post it, you've got other options on this little ellipse as well. You can have a bulleted list, a numbered list. You can put some code in there and a smiley face. You've got some basic functionality here. But if I post that one, now people can like that or comment, respond to that, and then that will be a conversation that people will be able to refer to at a later date, like so. Now, so this is another comment on this, but if I want to do another conversation or discussion, as it says there, I click up here, and then I can start typing again. When is dinner? Post that, and then the same process carries on. So when you see this icon at the top with my name on it, you can drop this little arrow down and you can use either one of these options. So I could just ask a question as opposed to a conversation, and then that's how it works. What is for dinner? Ask. Now, another feature that you've got is you can, when you share your screen, if I just share my screen, there are options in here for you to share PowerPoint Live. So I've got some different PowerPoint files here. If I click on Waterloo, that will show me the PowerPoint for it to come up. There's the first slide, and I can see my slides there, and I can navigate through them like that. But everybody else can see those slides as well. But if I move up to the top here, you've got private. If I select private, nobody will be able to move ahead. They'll only be able to see what I'm seeing. So private would stop other users getting ahead of me. You've got a series of tools here, like cursor, laser pointer. You can click on that, and then you get this laser pointer, and you can just do whatever you want with that. You've got pens and markers and different markers, or erasers, should I say, like that, so you can erase things out. It's not letting me erase that, you know it is. And then when you don't want to share anymore, on stop sharing, and then stop the presentation, and then everybody's back to square one in the rooms. You can change the app across the top if you want. You don't need to look at the QA all the time. You can look at people. You've got these tools here to ask a question, raise hand. You see that hand symbol coming up when I clicked on it for myself, hand, and then knock that off. You've got reactions. People can do thumbs up, smiley faces, and all that sort of stuff. So that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how you can use the Q&A app and how you can create breakout rooms, and also how you can use PowerPoint Live to present. So hopefully that information is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.